Is the greatest player on Earth about to unleash the most devastating earthquake the National Hockey League has seen in decades? Or perhaps more accurately, is he simply keeping the entire hockey world, from the frozen lakes of Alberta to the bustling streets of Toronto, on the absolute edge of its collective seat? We're talking, of course, about Connor McDavid, the generational talent, the scoring phenom, the man who bends a game to his will. He's entering the final year of his contract with the Edmonton Oilers, and the silence from his camp is not just deafening, it's downright unsettling. This isn't just about a contract negotiation. This is about the future of a franchise, the legacy of a superstar, and the very balance of power in the NHL. Has the clock run out on the Oilers' chances to secure their captain? Or is this merely the calm before a monumental storm, a strategic pause before McDavid makes a decision that will echo through hockey history? The air in Edmonton, usually thick with the anticipation of a new hockey season, is currently laced with an almost unbearable tension. Every casual glance at a news ticker, every late-night scroll through social media, is met with the same gnawing question: what is Connor McDavid going to do? For years, the narrative has been simple. McDavid is an Oiler, a lifer, destined to bring the Stanley Cup back to the city that drafted him. But as the calendar pages turn and the September 15th training camp deadline looms large, that certainty has evaporated, replaced by a chilling uncertainty that has the entire league holding its breath. This isn't just a local story, it's the biggest question mark in all of hockey, a saga that could reshape the competitive landscape for years to come. The silence from Connor McDavid's camp isn't just unusual, it's practically unprecedented for a player of his stature entering the final year of his deal. NHL insider Frank Saravelli, a man with his finger firmly on the pulse of the league, provided a fascinating, if not concerning, update on the BE, our open ice stream. He essentially confirmed what many have begun to suspect. It's highly unlikely McDavid will agree to a new contract extension before training camp officially kicks off on September 15th. And as any seasoned hockey observer knows, once camp starts, once the skates hit the ice and the focus shifts to the season ahead, contract negotiations become an unwelcome, often debilitating distraction. Saravelli's insights paint a picture of a franchise caught in limbo, grappling with a situation they clearly didn't anticipate. So far, I haven't really heard any panics, Saravelli noted. What I can glean from that, and not to say that things can't change, but my understanding would be that I don't think we're going to see Connor McDavid sign a new contract extension before the start of training camp around September 15th. This lack of panic, however, might be more a reflection of a stunned disbelief than genuine calm. The true revelation came next. I think the Edmonton Oilers are a little bit flummoxed as to why this has taken so long, Saravelli continued. There hasn't been too much engagement. They haven't talked numbers or anything like that in terms of trying to advance that conversation forward. The harder part for me is trying to wrap my head around what might change in order to make that happen. Flummoxed. That single word speaks volumes. It suggests a team, perhaps even a front office, that feels blindsided, struggling to comprehend the lack of movement, the absence of dialogue from their captain's representatives. They haven't even talked numbers, a basic first step in any negotiation. This isn't a stalemate over terms, it's a complete lack of engagement, a void that is rapidly filling with speculation and anxiety. For the Oilers, who have built their entire franchise around McDavid, this radio silence is more than just frustrating. It's a chilling indication that their superstar might be seriously contemplating a future beyond Edmonton. The clock is ticking, and with each passing day, the possibility of McDavid playing out his final contract year without an extension becomes more real, and with it the terrifying prospect of him walking away as an unrestricted free agent. Connor McDavid's individual brilliance is quite simply unparalleled in modern hockey. He is a statistical marvel, a highlight reel machine, and a player who consistently defies the limits of what's possible on ice. He'll turn 29 in January, still very much in the prime of his career, and he's coming off yet another sensational season, where he notched 100 points, 26 goals, 74 assists in just 67 games. His career numbers are staggering: 1,082 points, 361 goals, 721 assists in 712 games. He's led the NHL in points 5 separate seasons and in assists 4 separate campaigns. He's won MVP awards, scoring titles, and every individual accolade imaginable. He is, by every metric, the best player on the planet. Yet, there's one glaring omission from his otherwise pristine resume: the Stanley Cup. And it's an omission that has become increasingly heavy, not just for McDavid, but for the entire Oilers organization and their passionate fan base. The sting of losing in the Stanley Cup Finals for 2 consecutive seasons after coming so agonizingly close must be profound. Each loss, while a testament to their progress, also serves as a stark reminder of how difficult it is to reach the summit. McDavid has carried the weight of a franchise on his shoulders for years, delivering individual brilliance night after night. But the ultimate team prize, the one that defines legacies, has remained just out of reach. This is where the emotional calculus of his decision truly comes into play. Does McDavid still feel that Edmonton offers him the absolute best chance to finally lift that elusive cup? Or, after 2 consecutive heartbreaks, is he beginning to question whether a change of scenery, a new environment, or a different roster construction might provide a clearer path to his ultimate goal? The drive for a championship burns brightest in players of McDavid's caliber, and it's a fire that can override almost all other considerations. The Oilers have given him a platform to showcase his generational talent, but they haven't yet delivered the ultimate team success. This stark reality undoubtedly weighs heavily on his mind as he contemplates his future. Should McDavid decide to test the waters of free agency, or even signal a desire to be traded, the ripple effects would be nothing short of catastrophic for the Oilers and revolutionary for the rest of the league. He is the crown jewel of a loaded free agent class that also includes other elite talents like Jack Eichel and Kirill Kaprizov, but McDavid stands head and shoulders above them all. The bidding war for his services would be unprecedented, a frenzy that would send general managers scrambling and salary caps contorting. Imagine the Toronto Maple Leafs, a team perpetually searching for that final piece to break their own cup drought, suddenly having a legitimate shot at acquiring McDavid, or any other contender, for that matter, who could clear the necessary cap space and offer a compelling vision for his future. The acquisition of McDavid wouldn't just elevate a team, it would instantly transform them into a legitimate cup favorite, a dynasty in the making. The shift in power, the immediate impact on the competitive landscape would be unlike anything we've witnessed in recent memory. For the Oilers, losing McDavid would be an almost unimaginable blow. It would mean the collapse of a decade-long rebuild, the shattering of a dream, and a return to the wilderness. How do you replace a player who consistently produces over 100 points, who makes everyone around him better, who sells out arenas and drives merchandise sales? The answer, quite simply, is you don't. The Oilers would be forced to embark on another arduous rebuild, a process that could take years, if not decades, to recover from the loss of such a generational talent. The stakes couldn't be higher, not just for the Oilers, but for the entire league, which would be irrevocably altered by McDavid's decision. Beyond the immediate on-ice impact and the financial implications, McDavid's decision will profoundly shape his legacy. Does he want to be remembered as the one-team legend, the player who stayed loyal to Edmonton through thick and thin, and eventually hopefully brought the cup home? Or does he prioritize winning above all else, even if it means seeking glory elsewhere, becoming a multi-city champion? This is a choice that many all-time greats have faced, and their decisions have forever colored how they are perceived. The pressure on McDavid is immense. Every word he doesn't say, every non-committal gesture is scrutinized, dissected, and debated. He is not just a player. He is an icon, a symbol of hope for a passionate fan base. His next move will be awaited with bated breath and scrutinized with an intensity rarely seen in professional sports. Will he provide the clarity and commitment that the Oilers and their fans so desperately crave? Or will he continue to play his cards close to his chest, keeping the entire hockey world guessing until the very last moment? This is more than just a contract negotiation. It's a high-stakes drama unfolding in real time, with the future of a franchise and the legacy of a superstar hanging in the balance. The silence from Connor McDavid's camp is not just a lack of news, it's a powerful statement, a deliberate withholding of information that speaks volumes about the gravity of his impending decision. The Edmonton Oilers are flummoxed, the fans are anxious, and the rest of the NHL is salivating at the prospect of a generational talent potentially becoming available. As September 15th rapidly approaches, the hockey world braces itself for what could be the most impactful contract decision of the decade. What are your thoughts, hockey fans? Is McDavid justified in taking his time, or should he commit to the Oilers? Where do you think he'll ultimately end up? Let us know your predictions, your hopes, and your fears in the comments below. If this deep dive into the McDavid mystery has you on the edge of your seat, smash that like button, subscribe to our channel for the most insightful hockey analysis, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single beat in this unfolding saga.